Identifying
The king of kings. Chopper for the win.
Oh, hi there, Chopper. I didn't see you there. It's me, Luna, here in the ocean, enjoying a nice hot cup of myself. So for today's cake, I was hoping that you could pretty please make a Ariel Little Mermaid cake so I can ingest myself. Flipping your fins, you don't get too far. Legs are required for jumping, dancing. Chopper, please make me an Ariel cake so I can eat.
Thanks for that, Luna, and here you go. Here is Ariel. She's my favorite Disney princess too. Okay, I've started off here by separating the cake. If you want to use 2 layers, that's your choice. I've just done the one cake and split it in 2 smaller layers. Print off the template from the CakesByChoppA Facebook page. They can be found in the photo albums up the top. Just click the photo tab. Once you've cut out your cake, you're going to remember to keep your knife vertical so you get a nice smooth edge. Also, fill it with your favorite flavoring or filling, whatever you'd like, and then seal it off with buttercream around the edge, keeping it nice and smooth, and then give it a full crumb coat. Then with your second coat, just smooth it out using a cup of hot water, dipping your spatula in there, and then it'll give you this nice smooth finish. And it's time to roll out your flesh colored fondant, and you're going to cut out her face and her shoulders, which is the middle piece of the template, and then soften down the edges. Then you're going to cut out just her face for a layering effect, and when you place that on top, make sure you glue it down with a little bit of water, and then smooth down the edges so you can't see that there's a join there. I did a little bit of excess trimming just to make sure it looked nice and neat. Now roll out some red fondant as thin as you can possibly get it without it tearing. This is going to be just a base color layer for her hair because we're going to do a layered effect. Now you're going to put the template back on top of that and mark out where the head and shoulders go using a little bit of water on her paintbrush and stick that down, then remove the template gently. Now it's time to roll out some more fondant for her hair. I've trimmed the template here. I'll add in some blue lines to the template where you can trim it to give it this 3D-ish effect. I just like to layer the fondant so it looks like it's protruding a little bit. And you just cut out the single pieces and place it on. And this is why we did the background layer, so you don't have to do all the hair in just one piece and it'll look like it's lifting off itself. There's only 3 pieces to cut out and stick on. You're just going to stick them on with a little bit of water. Be sure not to put too much or it'll just eat away at your fondant. Smoothing down the edges, making sure you can't see the joins at the side. Then it's time to cut out her eyes and then roll out some white fondant, cut them out and stick them on the face with a little bit of water. Once again, you can use the template to mark out where these eyes are situated on the face so you get the right dimensions. Do the same thing for her teeth, and then you're going to use a little bit of red fondant that you're going to roll into a very tiny snake and place on for the top lip and the bottom lip. If you're not confident with this, you can just paint them on with some red food colouring. But I like the idea of the raised lip. It goes along with the hair and everything. You don't want to put too much raise because it'll just look really weird. I think I did my eyes a little too thick. So if you want to pay attention to that when you do yours and make sure that your eyes are very thin. Now it's time to just follow the template and paint in the details. I would recommend getting a long, thin brush. This is really good for the fine detail work. Now I skipped a little bit of this in the video because I drew in her facial features and then I went and lined off around the hair, which is basically just making the template come to life on your fondant that you've stuck on the top. Put in all the little hair crease lines, and as you can see around the edge I was a bit generous with the thickness of the line because I really wanted it to pop off the cake. Placed on 2 little balls of white fondant in her eyes to bring them to life, and I painted on 2 red strips for her eyebrows. Now what I'm making here is the flower for her hair, which I rolled out 5 little teardrops and a ball of yellow in the middle, which I poked a lot of little holes in and then gave the flowers some creases down the middle. Now for around the edges I rolled out some green snakes. As you can see I wasn't too fussy with them, I was just tearing them here and there because I wanted it to look like seaweed and just place them sporadically around the edge. I also made a starfish and some shells. I made a conch shell, I think that's what it's called, and some clam shells. These I just stuck around in random patterns because I wanted it to be interesting at the side, not just a boring blue side. You can put on as many or as few as you like I went just with a couple of pieces because I wanted to make it a little bit interesting but not too crowded. And then I piped on a border around the edge, and I think it just gave the cake a little something extra. What do you guys think? I really hope you guys like it, and Luna, I hope you love this cake. I've done a cake previously with Luna. Just click the box up there with myself and Luna in the picture. If you want to check out Luna's channel, she's in the middle. Or my friend Richie, the Poppadom Geek, he's got a great channel as well. And if you want to see a Ursula cake, then click on Ursula. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll catch you next time.
Get out of here, you're not Flounder.